Let's see if you can lay it down. Talk to me, bro.
What's the deal with volatiles? So not too long ago, I made a video about the evolution of the volatile, starting from the early concepts from 2013, 2014, talking about how they evolved gameplay-wise, story-wise, lore-wise, everything, up until Dying Light 2. But the thing about that video is that I released it just before Dying Light 2 came out. I myself hadn't had a chance to play the game yet, and now that I have some thoughts. So, here they are. The volatiles in Dying Light 2 are very much a mixed bag. There are some things that they've improved, and some things where I feel like they've taken a step back. Overall, they are upgraded, stronger versions of the volatiles from the first game. Almost identical moveset, they can swing at you, they can jump at you, they can spit at you if you're climbing or you're far away, and they deal more damage, they are more resistant to damage, and in that sense, they are more challenging. I like that. I like that they're more challenging, I like that they ramped up the difficulty. Big thumbs up from me. What I don't like about the volatiles in Dying Light 2, as much as the first game, is pretty much everything else. First of all, where are they? Where the boys at? Come on, they are the iconic zombie. They are the face of the Dying Light franchise. Where the hell are they? I mean, they're still more common than banshees and charges, which are almost non-existent after your first encounter with them, but you really have to go out of your way to find the volatiles, whereas in the first game, they found you. They hunted you down. In Dying Light 1, you'd accidentally run into them because you weren't paying attention to the mini-map or you weren't using your survivor sense, and then they would detect you and they would set off a chase. That has now been replaced with howlers, and howlers are very easy to avoid. They are stationary, they don't move around, they don't sneak up on you because in the HUD options, there's no way to disable the howler icon unless you are modding on PC, so you're always aware of where the howlers are, and howlers can't directly kill you, so they're not really that scary. Volatiles roaming around in the night was one of the biggest components of what made the nighttime in the first game so damn scary, and it's just not there anymore. So if you do want to run into volatiles in Dying Light 2, outside of main missions, outside of going to dark zones during the day, like those quarantine labs, you can always find them there if you go during the day. So if you want to find volatiles and you want to farm them for unique infected trophies, you can upgrade your blueprints, that is a guaranteed place where you will find them. But if you want to encounter them roaming about at nighttime, you have to be in a chase level 3 or 4. Recently, the game updated, and I've been getting them on chase level 1. I have no idea if this is intentional. I think it's great if it is. I want more volatiles in the nighttime, especially on hard difficulty, which I'm playing on, but also I ran into so many glitches in my game, I don't know what is intentional and what is unintentional anymore. Please do leave a comment and let me know, are you getting volatiles during level 1 chases now like I am, or is it still just level 3 and 4? I really hope this is intentional and not a glitch, because you really have to go out of your way to get to level 3 and 4. You have to do it intentionally, and it feels kind of manufactured, like it feels forced in that way, whereas in the first game, pursuits just happened naturally, and just through roaming around, you would just have volatiles coming after you. Actually going out of your way to be like, okay, I want to see some volatiles now, it just takes away from the fun, and it definitely takes away from the scare factor. Now, if you're having trouble finding these guys and you want to farm them so you can get those unique infected trophies, once again, you can go to the quarantine labs. I recommend you go to a lower level one. It tells you on the map when you look at it, this is a level 1, level 3, or whatever quarantine zone. So go to a low level one during the day, use your strongest weapons. By far, the Peacekeeper's crossbow is the best weapon to use against them if you do have that unlocked. If you went with the survivors, it's going to be a bit more difficult. Make sure you've got your UV torch, you've got some UV flares or UV bars or whatever they're called in this game. Make sure you've got throwables. Melee is really not the best way to go. You may, even if you don't have the crossbow, you may want to use the bow, because if you get close, there's a good chance they're going to one-hit you, especially on hard difficulty. Of course, you could always use a sneaky little trick to get an infinite damage Doom shotgun that I may or may not leave a link to in the description. But if that's where you draw the line, you don't want to get any unintentional weapons the player's not supposed to have, but you are okay with cheesing the game, there are some bridges in the central loop that I'll show you on the map right now. You can just hide right under them, and the volatiles can't get to you. They will still sometimes spit at you, but you can generally just sort of bob and weave that stuff and just shoot some arrows their way, or shoot some crossbow bolts. And of course, regardless of what approach you're using, you may want to use some boosters to increase your health, your damage resistance. It seriously makes you almost invincible, especially if you upgrade those boosters. But that's pretty much all I have to say about the volatiles in Dying Light 2. Overall, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I do like that they are stronger, and I do like that you get rewarded for killing them specifically by getting those unique infected trophies. That's pretty cool, but they're just so underutilized to the point where, for the majority of playing through the game, I just completely forgot that they existed. And then I'd be reminded when I'm roaming around at nighttime, and in the distance there's these atmospheric sounds like volatiles howling and people screaming, but you can't find the volatiles. So yeah, this video was more just me sitting down and having a bit of a rant as opposed to a well thought out video essay like the first Evolution of Volatiles video was, hence why I've posted it to my second channel. And speaking of which, welcome to the second channel. Thank you so much for coming on by. I'm going to be posting other rants out loud, stuff that, you know, I'm not going to put necessarily as much effort into. I just want to sit down, hit record, edit it together. I tend to go really over the top with the main channel videos, and they take a long time to make. So I'd like to have a place where, in the meantime, when you're waiting for that main channel content, you're going to have short clips, you're going to have little rants, thoughts, me talking about pieces of news regarding Dying Light 2, and maybe just getting real with you guys and talking about life as well, make it a little bit more personal. So thanks again for joining this exclusive little club over here on the second channel, and please do leave a comment letting me know what your thoughts are on the volatiles in Dying Light 2.